what confidence is: the ability to confide, to trust, and to believe another. Now, do you have that kind of confiding in yourself? Can you trust yourself? Do you believe in yourself? How did we get this lack of confidence? Well, two basic areas. Number one, it's through the little defeats that have accumulated through our lives. All the things that we have failed in, all the things that we didn't do, to the best of our ability, all again, the mistakes and failures that we've had. The words of others serve as the rebar in the concrete, and that's what the words and criticism of others have done to us. They reinforce that lack of confidence. They reinforce that insecurity. So life domination essentially becomes a task of trying to make life happen for you instead of life happening to you. But you're never going to get to that place until you begin to restore your confidence. Now, life domination is about control, and those who dominate are those who control. So the issue here is being able to control yourself, being able to control your thinking, being able to control your speech, being able to better control your actions to get yourself to do the things you need to do even when you don't feel like doing them, doing those things for the right reasons, doing those things to advance you despite what others say or criticize you about, pushing through your fears and overcoming all of those issues. What does confidence do for us? Confidence releases personal power. You see, here's the thing, man. You have this ability to do far more than what you're doing right now. But one of the main reasons why we may limit or hold back our personal power is the issue of confidence. And again, confidence has to do with believability. It has to do with credibility. It has to do with trust. Are you reliable? Are you someone that we can confide in? Or are you a witness that can be easily discredited, right? Is your testimony easily discredited? When you speak of yourself and what you can do and what your abilities are, is your testimony easily discredited? Well, you may be the one who's discrediting your own testimony. That every time you have a positive thought or you have an encouraging moment when you feel like, I really can do what I set out to do. I really do have the ability to make this change in my life. And then that other voice comes in and discredits the witness, changes and says, no, you can't trust that testimony. You can't trust that positive side of you. All you can trust, all you can put belief in is the negative side of you. That somehow, if we speak negatively or critically about ourselves, it is more valid or more true than if we speak positive. Why do we do that? We're in a culture of negativity and critique. Parents correct us because when we're young, we tend to do the wrong things because we haven't learned things yet. We don't know them. And so parents can be a little harsh in their critique. Friends and family members, siblings can speak harshly or critically of us. Then you get into school, you got the same thing with classmates, the same thing with teachers. You're always being corrected. Then you look into the culture and the media and you see the same thing on display. It just seems like though when you speak critically, it tends to be more truthful. We think it's the more truthful thing. So when we say something positive about ourselves or try to believe something positive about ourselves, that somehow that has less credibility. It's not just that you're just some weirdo who's just soaked in a lack of confidence. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everybody goes through this because we're able to live in a culture of criticism, okay? You live in a society that is governed by criticism. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just realize the process that's going on. You can believe new things about yourself. You can believe old things about yourself, so long as those things are positive. You do have ability. You do have the wherewithal. You do have the resources. Why don't you believe it? Why don't you believe you have the power to do so much more and to conquer every area of your life? Why isn't that witness? Why isn't that testimony credible? Why isn't it believable? Well, again, the only reason is because we've grown up in a culture of criticism. Coaches, teachers, parents, friends, siblings, bosses, judges, we have been critiqued at every level. We have been criticized and corrected on so many things. So we just inherently believe, and maybe we have a sense of, it's pride or it's ego or arrogant to believe something higher of yourself. That in order to be humble, so to speak, that you have to criticize yourself, that you have to be self-deprecating, harsh against yourself, to speak evil of yourself, that somehow that's better. No, for you to believe the best of you does not make you arrogant. It does not make you egotistical. If these things are true, if you have the ability, you don't have to brag about them. You don't have to act arrogantly about it, but you can believe these things about yourself. You don't even have to tell anybody about it. The issue we're dealing with is what you tell yourself. What do you tell yourself? Can you be confided in? Is there a part of you that really does have the power to create tremendous transformation in your life. There is, and you need to start believing that today. Can you dig that? I hope you can. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.